Welcome to the Geek Out Room podcast. Don't forget you can watch episodes over on Sauces Entertainment YouTube channel. You can also listen to our episodes over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just type in Geek Out Room podcast in the search engine and you should find us. Today, we're talking about Fallout, the TV series, and why it's one of the best video game adaptations we'll probably ever see. So let's start with the obvious, and that's casting. I think they did an amazing job casting the right people to play. People who are really excited about playing these outlandish characters in this post-apocalyptic world that doesn't really make sense. Because Fallout is not your typical post-apocalyptic world. It's not The Walking Dead. It's not any zombie movie you've seen in the past, right? TV show, movie, short film, whatever. It's not that. There's a lot of mutations. There's a very government / secret society-esque plot. There's all these little things that make Fallout so unique and quirky. And also the people who now take over or inhabit, I should say, this desolate wasteland of a world. And what makes Fallout so unique in terms of the adaptation process is that unlike a Marvel character or a DC character where there's years upon years upon years of lore, like so much lore that not many people were alive when they started, right? The creators of these characters, the original creators, are no longer with us. Like, that's how long and old these characters are, and that's how much lore is behind some of these characters. Fallout doesn't have that issue. Okay, because the video game, while it's spanned for a couple of years now, has been out. There's been many different titles under Fallout. The way the open world of this game is, you can really play with it and explore it, and you don't have the situation you would with DC or Marvel characters where there's so much legacy and lore, and everyone knows about these characters and their stories that you would be taking and adapting into your own. Fallout, you don't have that issue. Right, you have a character you can make. You have the initial plot, which is like for one of the games, I think it was like your baby gets taken or something like that, and all these different things, and you on freeze and you go into the the wasteland. You can take that premise, start the show that way, but then spin it into whatever you want, right? As long as you have key components like the Brotherhood and you have the ghouls, and if you do things like that, you can play with literally 90% everything else. And that's where Fallout does great. They take the skeleton and provide the meat, if that makes sense, right, of the body of this story. And you get a cast that really cares about adapting this. Now, that doesn't mean they're huge fans of the game and they played the game way, way, way before this was ever a thing. No, it's just that they understood how unique this world is, how interesting these characters can be and are through the writing, and decide to go all in. Because if you don't have everyone all in on this, whether it's the actors, the director, the writers, even the producers, and if Amazon doesn't believe in them in this project and doesn't really give them the proper funding they need and deserve, you would have a really suboptimal experience, right, making this. And then through that, it would translate on screen and we wouldn't enjoy it as much. And Ella Purnell does such a great job as the main character and really gives a performance that might typecast her, honestly, because we know it's no secret that she keeps getting these characters or leads where it is adaptation from a video game. But she's just so damn good at it. She's a damn good actor. You can tell she always gives her all into her performances. You can tell how much fun she is on set through all the great things people have to say about her, but also she's a great interviewer or interviewee. She's great. Every single interview that comes out with her, she gives these very interesting answers, thoughtful answers. She also is very funny, very lighthearted, and she just gives, and she's obviously very beautiful. She's everything that makes marketing so easy, right, for any product she's surrounded in. And it also helps that because it's a video game adaptation, You can go and market your movie, or not movie, your TV show at the Video Game Awards, at the Emmys, at the Golden Globe. Like, there's so many different options. You can cross over in so many different ways. And I talk about marketing because marketing is also very important when it comes to the survival of a product, right? Because if no one knows something's out, who's going to see it? Who's going to tune in? Yes, a lot of people have Amazon Prime, and all it is just pressing the Prime button on your remote and going into Amazon Prime and seeing the huge ass ad for their newest TV show or series or season. True. But some people forget they have Amazon Prime, or some people are so caught up with Netflix now and live events and Hulu and X, Y, and Z. Not everyone's tuned in 100% to Prime Video. Some people don't have Prime Video. So it's like, but some people are a huge fan of Fallout. So like, oh, I'm going to get Prime Video so I can watch this new series. So how do you reach them? Great marketing. All right. Great movie premiere parties. All these little things, influencers, all these different marketing tactics, right? And it helps the show get seen. It helps the show add value through the fans' participation and watching it and buying the merch and doing all these things and tweeting and making fan edits and all this stuff. And obviously going again back kind of to the plot and the writing. The writing's damn good. All right. It leads into the absurdity that is the world of Fallout, right? While also having its dramatic moments and having the main character feel like a custom character you can make in Fallout. And that's not easy. That's really not easy, because you could lean into it too much and make the character just so oblivious and annoying, or you can lean into it not enough where it's like, and it doesn't feel like a character that would fit in this world, right? And I think they found a good balance in making the main character feel like a character that has been sheltered their whole life in this different type of world, knows nothing about the outside world, right? And in this world, because in the vaults, because it's about survival and order and all these things, there's a very different way someone in that situation would grow up compared to someone who's been living outside the vault their whole lives in this post-apocalyptic world, and the main character going out there and having to discover everything, these mutant creatures and how people operate, and they're not kind of sometimes robotic or almost seem pre-programmed like people in the vaults can be, right? Because of how they're raised and all this stuff. And so doing that, and then slowly over the episodes, having her get accustomed to the wasteland and getting accustomed to the world of Fallout, and through these different interactions, more negative than positive, with people. And then when she gets a positive relationship, right, and you see that form, and you can see her slowly change. And then when the to the finale where, things get discovered, like, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but like things get discovered, and you see her brain kind of do this shift, because it's not the same girl from the vault all these years. This is a girl who's been battle tested, has been flung into this different world, and has been slowly morphed and changed through her experiences. And that's all writing and acting performance. And that's what I'm talking about, is that what makes this so great is that everyone cared. You don't just get lucky with a great script. It's a skill. It's a skill. Now, to execute and bring the script to life, luck is involved in that. You need the right actors, you need the right producers, so that then spans into availability, that spans into a studio giving you the proper chance. There's so much that goes into that like luck is involved in it. But there is, at the root of it, at the seed of everything, before you cast, before all this stuff, a script is formed, a script is made, ideas are on a board, and things are done. That's skill. And it's super dope that every episode, this writer's room, like they locked in and they gave proper material to this cast to do their thing. And again, color grading, cinematography, Walter Goggins does an amazing job as a man. He locked in. I have not seen too much with him before this, but after Fallout, I was a huge fan of him because he gives a very cool performance here, right? Everyone from top to bottom, there was no weak link in my opinion. all the little subplots you get in TV shows and movies, I think Fallout did really well at servicing them, gave them just enough time, gave them just enough mystery and intrigue to make it interesting when they did cut to them from all the other stuff, because it is kind of jarring in certain shows and movies where you cut from the main plot and the main characters to side missions basically, and those aren't interesting. Even in video games, like Spider-Man 1 was notoriously criticized for this, where when it swapped to the Mary Jane missions and you had to play as Mary Jane, and it felt like a huge momentum stopper. Not a lot of people liked it, and so you get situations like that when you try to do that. But I think in the Fallout TV series, they've done a good job really developing those characters as well, and giving them not just something to do for the sake of doing it, but like it's like a building block. It's like Jenga. It's like you kind of take these blocks out. Excuse me. You kind of take these blocks out, and you're putting them on top, and you just or to the top, and you're just like kind of changing things and morphing things, and yeah, I just guys, this is a great series. If you haven't seen it, I really think you should. And it's one of those series that just like Invincible for Amazon, where I feel like they gave Invincible the proper budget and really invested into, I mean, everything. I mean, not just for the animation purposes, but also for the marketing. I feel like Invincible is heavily undermarketed. Even Fallout, for the marketing they gave it, I still think they could do a way better job marketing Fallout. It's almost like they are so scared of these risks, right? When no, you already poured millions of dollars into it and it's successful, right? When the successful properties and franchises don't just spawn into your lap. So when you do get them, you should be putting proper funding behind it. Make sure you pay the staff and the actors appropriately. You know, make sure you invest appropriate amount of money into the marketing, and make sure you pick proper marketing channels and all these different things. Like, there's so much that goes into promoting and making a movie or a TV series. So I think Fallout has done really well, and I think making sure the people that need to be involved, like the people who actually made the game, make sure they're so involved in it, and make sure that's so important. There's so many times where the people who made the source material are not properly. And I mean, on paper, it sounds good. Yeah, we consulted X, Y, and Z, but they didn't consult. They just said, hey, we're making this, and we're putting your name on this so that people can't get pissed and you potentially can't sue us, I guess. But it's like, no, properly have them on board. Let them help you flesh out the world that people love so much. Because if you change it too much, it's no longer Fallout. You just attach the name to it. All right? And that's one thing I feel like no one will say about this series so far, is that this is not a show where it's like, this is something completely different and you just attached Fallout to it. Like, yeah, they have the vault in it and that's it. No. They did a thorough adaptation of this game franchise to the point where it's like you could watch this TV series and be like, yeah, all this cool stuff, you can experience that yourself playing the video game, and it's really dope, and you should. Like, that's an amazing adaptation. That's a worthy adaptation. Because for the longest time I said Sonic, the movies have been the best video game adaptation in my opinion. The Mario movie was pretty damn close, but man, Fallout to me is the best. And I'm super excited and kind of scared for the Legend of Zelda movie that's coming out, but because I really love Legend of Zelda and the lore between all the games and everything, so I'm hoping for that. But so far right now, I think Fallout is the king, and I think a lot more people need to take this formula, because the next property I think needs to get a TV show adaptation, or at least a movie adaptation, is, I almost said Skyrim, because it's the same mold of, it's this role-playing game that has lore to it, but not enough where you can't make it your own with again, the analogy of it has a great skeleton and you're just putting the meat on to actually make something of a story. I think you can do that with Skyrim. But again, that would be a very budget heavy series or movie to make, so we'll see. But don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Have you seen the Fallout series? Are you excited about season 2 that's dropping this December? I believe it's December. This December. Because I am. I cannot wait. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. See you on the next one. Peace.